Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this Friday night action of Moorhead Junior Gold 16U hockey. As we have traveled to Centennial, Minnesota to take on the Centennial Chiefs. Players will start with the pregame handshake. And then we'll be ready to get this show underway. 4-game swing here down this weekend. Moorhead takes on Centennial tonight. Tomorrow is Matamita in Cottage Grove, and then Buffalo on Sunday. Squad's ready to roll. Starting the lineup looks like number 31, Dylan Wilson, net tonight. On the blue line, Caden Larson and Jacob Warzeka. And on the front line, Eli Skink with Monroe Judd and Braden Chandler on the wing. And we are ready to get this show underway. And right off the top, battle along neutral zone. Poke free by Chandler. He loses it. Larson steps up at the blue line and dumps it in deep. Now Judd works in the far corner. Judd tried to get a centering pass up to Chandler. That deflects off a stick up into the air. Now Chandler tried to steal it away, but Centennial able to poke it free. Warzeka gets it outside the zone. Chiefs will dump it in. Welsh will grab that, leave it for Warzeka. Warzeka up along the boards to Chandler. Chandler up to the middle through Skank. Skates it in deep. His teammates are getting a line change, so he'll buy some time in the corner. Centering pass up to Cardali as he jumps fresh off the bench. He's unable to hold it in, so Sarian will be there to punch it into the zone where it gets onside. Now Walter Gustafson up across the blue line. He gets upended. Cardali at the blue line. Leaves it far side for Klosterman. Klosterman dumps it in behind the net. Gustafson swings down to get it. And Brody Johnson out with this lineup here today. Brody Johnson, Cardali, and Walter Gustafson. Chiefs get the puck up to the neutral zone, and Carter Lee gets a stick in the skates, and he'll go to the bench for tripping. Carter Lee, 2 minutes for tripping. And the Chiefs go on the power play. Penalty kill unit will be Krebs and Pink on the blue line, Cluck and Packle are the forwards. Just getting the penalty up on the board. There it is. We're ready to roll. Packle with the face-off. Controlled by the Chiefs at the point. Krebs tries to clear, and Packle picks up the loose puck. Packle carries it up ahead. He'll dump it in behind the net. And Centennial will set up their breakout. That pass is too far. Comes all the way down to Krebs. Krebs will settle things down, and he'll fling it up the ice off the Centennial players. So Packle will get there first to pick it up. Packle works along the boards. Now he dumps it in the low. Pluck on the forecheck. Pluck always a pesky penalty killer. And Centennial up through center ice. Packle tries a little poke check, loses his stick. Now Krebs able to poke check it away, and Krebs will flip it up ice. He gets Packle up ahead. Packle's got a room in all alone, and he can't get that shot off. Centennial up through center ice. Pink steps up, whips on it. Krebs into the corner. Centennial spins around through the faceoff circle. Now they hand off. Centering pass right through and shot and scored. So centering pass goes to the far side on the power play, and Centennial buries it, and they lead Moorhead 1-0. So 12:24 left here in the first period. Centennial gets on the board first on a power play goal. Now Moorhead, Larson, upper head to Chandler. Chandler dumps it in. Comes all the way around to the far side to Judd. Orzeka steps up, chips it in behind the net. Centennial gets to it first. And now they send it out to center ice. Orzeka steps up at the red line to chip it in. Judd intercepts that pass. Now Braden Chandler with the loose puck. He throws it in wide of the net. Judd throws a shot, goes off the shin guard. Orzeka steps up to hold in, but the Chiefs able to control and clear it out. Skink leaves it for Orzeka. Orzeka cross ice to Chandler. Chandler picks up the loose puck now off the board. He's in 1-on-3. Got to get that deep. Now the loose puck comes back to Moorhead zone. Sarian. To Klosterman, he banks it up to the center ice. Nobody's there but a Chief player, and it sends it back down. Klosterman from his own zone and behind his own net. Tries to feed it to Chandler. Gets past him. Now Centennial at center ice. Now up for center ice again, Sarian. Like nobody can catch a pass here. Klosterman now pokes it to the corner. Feeds it to Packle. Packle up along the boards. He's got Cluck with him. And Cook. Packle centering pass into the Cook, but he was tied up in front of the net. And Chiefs able to clear. And that one's going to go the distance for an icing. 10:36 remaining here in the first. Centennial leads Moorhead 1-0 on a early power play goal. Cluck in to take the face off. Cluck wins it back to Packle. Packle unable to get a stick on it, and Chiefs able to clear. Pink will dump it in. Let's get onside. Now Jack Cook down in the corner. Chiefs pick it up from behind their net. They bring it out top. Krebs steps up to hold it in. Now Packle with it. Packle's shot deflected above the net. Cook out front. He's out to Krebs at the point. Krebs unable to get a stick on it. It'll hang on to it, and it gets pulled free. And Pink will have to retrieve it. Now Packle in across the blue line. He gets it poke checked away. Buck hustles to it. Pink pinches and tries to hold, and now the Chiefs got a 2-on-1 going the other direction. Good poke check there away by Krebs. Packle has Cluck on the far side. Skates it through the mid center ice. Cluck goes for a change. And Packle leaves a centering pass that's intercepted by the Chiefs. Now it's held in by Krebs. Krebs dumps it into the far corner. The Spuds need to finish making their changes. Centennial rings it around the boards, and that comes all the way down to the far side. No icing as Klosterman will get to it. They'll send it up to Carter Lee. Carter Lee. Back to Gustafson. Gustafson back to Lee. Turnover in center ice. Centennial carries it into the zone. Now they work it deep in the corner. Klosterman leaves it for Gustafson. Now it's loose at the blue line. Now a quick turnover there. Shot deflected up into the net and glass. And Brody Johnson will pick it up on the far side. Brody, cross ice to Walter. Walter in with lead, 2-on-1. And shot and scored. Walter Gustafson for the Spuds. Just pass to center ice there by Brody Johnson. I believe Brody will be the assist man on that one. And the Spuds tied up 1-1 with 8:26 left here in the first period. Out at center ice. Spuds take control. That pass off the mark. Chandler comes to the near side to Larson. Larson banks it up ahead to Skank out of his reach. Now back for center ice. All on the near board. Larson will dump it in. Hits the referee, so he'll give chase. Now Skank blocks that one. Quick shot there. That stick save. Judd throws a shot on net from the boards, and that'll be gloved and hung on to by the Chiefs goaltender. Skank in to take the face off. Eli's got Chandler on one wing, Judd on the other. Referee's over talking to the scorer's table. Not sure what about. And we're ready to roll. Lyman drops the puck. Centennial tries to clear. Now they finally do. Larson picks it up. And Larson's in offside. Skating a little too quick there. So we'll get a face-off right outside the zone. Skank wins it back to Larson. Larson fans on it, and Chiefs coming back the other direction, 2-on-1. Centering pass. But also on Chandler to get back on that. He tries to clear, but Centennial holds. Now loose behind the net. Now Chiefs, they go to a centering pass, and that's picked off by Monroe Judd. Monroe Judd with Chandler. And, oh boy, that looked like an offside. Chandler loses it behind the net. Now Skank tries to retrieve his centering pass. Or excuse me, it's Warzeka down there. Now Chandler from behind the net. Centering pass. Judd. Shot. Saved there by the goaltender. Had a stick on that one. Judd throws it back in low. And the Chiefs try to clear. That's held in by Pink. Pink steps up. He gets a poke checked away, and the Chiefs go back the other direction. Poke checked away by Cook. Now Pink on the rush. Cluck supports, pokes it in. Packle, sidestep, shot, score. Nice move there by Packle to support on the backside. That loose puck come free. And he made one move around the defenseman, and he's in all alone, and Packle put the Spuds up 2-1. Cook chips it in, and Daniel sends it back out to center ice. Now Krebs, he'll bank it off the glass. Loose down in the neutral zone here in front of us. Now Centennial carries it in. Krebs gets back to save that one. Quick shot there, and well for the save. And that puck will be cleared. No icing. Official says. Play resumes in an up and down pace. Krebs gets up, dumps it in. The lineman watches for his life flashing before his eyes. Now Cluck battles along the boards. And finally Centennial able to punch it free. Krebs From the far side, up ahead to Cook. Cook up ahead. He gets caught from behind. Poke check free. Centennial tries to clear. Sarian tries to bat it out of the air, but unable to. So Klosterman will go back and retrieve it. Klosterman leaves it for Sarian. Sarian loses it center ice. Chiefs into the zone. Quick shot there. Welsh with a blocker save into the corner. Now Chiefs in the corner. Centering pass out front. Quick shot there. And Welsh will save that and hang on to it. Gustafson didn't take this face off. He wins it to Carter Lee. Back to Larson. Larson. Pass up ahead. Too far for Johnson. Chiefs send it back in. Warzeka up the near side to Carter Lee. Carter Lee gives it up to Walter. Loose at the blue line. Punch free by the Chiefs. Now Larson steps up and dumps it in. And they'll send it the length of the ice. Icing's waved off. Warzeka will step up with it. Warzeka sidesteps two. Tries to sidestep a third. That gets taken away. And Chiefs send it out to center ice. Chiefs flip it ahead. Larson knocks it down. Gets it to Carter Lee on the near boards. He goes cross ice for Brody Johnson. He's unable to control, and it's back the other way. Now back up this way with Lee. Lee goes wide, throws a centering pass, goes through the crease into the corner. Brody Johnson into the corner. Gustafson there to support. And Centennial able to pop it free and come down the other direction. The toss is too far. No icing. Krebs will play it around to the far side of the boards. Centering pass. Gets past everybody, and Krebs will pick up the loose puck. Krebs. Long lead pass for Judd. Gets a poke checked away. Now Judd will return the hold to Krebs on the near side, and he'll just dump it in. Centennial dumps it the length. And that one is going to go all the way down for icing. So 3:02 left here in the first period. Spuds hold on to a 2-1 lead over the Centennial Chiefs. Loose puck at center ice. Fink steps up, loses it. Out Chiefs back through the other direction. Battle here at the red line. Nobody seems to want control of the puck too much here in this first period. Chandler works in low, dumps it behind the net. Pink pinches the support. Now Pink walks away with it. A face-off circle. Quick shot there. Pad saved by the goaltender. Centering pass. Oh, ho, ho, ho. King put it right on Chandler's stick right up front. He just couldn't quite handle it. Another shot there. On a backhander by Chandler, but the goaltender squeezed the pads to hang on to that one and keep it out of the net. 2:13 left here in the first period. Face off, one by the Chiefs in the corner. They're able to bank it out to center ice. Larson gets it up ahead. Cook tries a centering pass. That gets blocked. Now Cook works in the corner. All three forwards down low. Comes to the near side, and Chiefs get to it first. But stolen away by Packle. Packle tries a centering pass to Cook, but that got intercepted. Warzeka steps up. He sends it down low. Packle will hustle to it. He tries a centering pass. Larson picks it up. Now Warzeka Back to Larson. Larson throws it on net, rebound, and Chiefs goaltender will cover that one up for a whistle. 1:23 left here in the first period. Spuds leading 2-1. Face off coming down here to the left of the Chiefs goaltender. Gustafson in to take the face off. Chiefs control. They chip it up ahead. Held in by Gustafson. He throws a backhander on net softly. That's kicked to the corner. And Chiefs finally able to punch it out. Brody Johnson in a severe battle. He gets upended on the play, loses the stick. Sarian chips it out. And the Spuds able to clear. Carter Lee up ahead leads the rush. Carter Lee stops, skates in the middle, throws a backhander on net. Took a hit off the backside of Gustafson, and back come the Centennial Chiefs the other direction. In the corner, centering pass, that goes off a Klosterman stick and rolls on net, so Welsh will just hang on to it and get a whistle on the faceoff. 39.5 seconds remaining. Faceoff coming to the right of Welsh. Centennial goes cross ice. Brody Johnson intercepts that pass. Now it comes loose. Klosterman. And Klosterman will send to the distance, and that'll be an icing on Moorhead again. .2 seconds remaining here in the first period. Face-off comes out to the point. Gets out past the blue line. Stolen away by Skank, sorry. Skank and shot. Right off the Chiefs logo of the goaltender. Steps in, Krebs. Hands it down to Chandler. Chandler throws a backhander on net. Skank. Now Judd from behind the net. He tried to wrap around, but he loses it. Comes out front. Packle hustles to it. And that's the end of period number 1. So after one complete period of play, Moorhead leads Centennial 2-1. We'll get a quick intermission break here and come right back with period number 2 here in a minute or two. All right. Timeout for the intermission is over. Goalies will swap ends, and we'll get underway here with period number 2 from the Centennial Sports Arena. And face-off underway. Skink wins it back to Larson. Larson over to Warzeka. Warzeka. Lead pass up to Chandler. Chandler flips it up to Judd. Judd chips it in, gives chase. Judd from behind the net. Leaves the puck aside. A quick shot attempt there as Judd quickly tried to stuff one in on the short side. Centennial goaltender was up for it. Long lead pass there, intercepted by Larson. Larson sends it back towards the Chiefs' end. They'll look for another long pass. That's intercepted by Warzeka. Warzeka into the zone, dumps it. Chandler from behind the net. And Chiefs pick up the loose puck along the boards. They chip it out to center ice. That's intercepted by Caden Larson. Larson dumps it in. Chandler gets to it. Comes up front. Walter tries to leave a pass for him up front. That gets poke checked away. Now Warzeka will settle things down on his own end. Warzeka up through center ice across the blue line. Now he carries it in deep. Centering pass. Beautiful. Warzeka set up Gustafson, who was just waiting for that. Warzeka drew the defense in tight. Fed Gustafson, and Walter one times it into the back of the net. Putting the Spuds up 3-1 here early in the second period. Gustafson takes the face-off in low. Now he feeds it up to the point to Sarian. Sarian, shot. Stick to the corner by the goaltender. Now Brody Johnson. Losing the corner, comes up to the point to Klosterman. Klosterman leaves it for Gustafson. Gustafson leaves it for Sarian. He stands on it, and then he'll just dump it in low. Now Johnson in down low. Chips up along the boards. Klosterman tries to pinch, but unable to hold, and the Chiefs able to clear right down here below us. Now Klosterman battles. Centennial able to pick it up. They send it in deep. Welsh unable to grab it. Comes all the way around. Cardley overskates it. Now centering pass. Welsh saves that one. Now it's loose. Centennial in behind the net. Now they send it up to the blue line. They shot that on net. Oops. And Welsh will hang on to that one for a whistle. 12:36 remaining here in the second period. Spuds leading 3-1. Right off the face-off. Centennial shot on net. Welsh will glove that and hang on to it. Tackle the face-off. Comes up front. Cleared away. Long lead pass. Intercepted by Centennial. Now it comes up for Krebs will step up to center ice. He loses it. Centennial back the other direction. 2-on-1. Wipe out there in front of the net as the Chief player lost an edge. And tackle back the other way. He leaves it for Cook. Intentional run, intentional Cook. Centering pass. Tackle unable to get a stick on that one. And Centennial gets it back out to center ice. Krebs. Up along the near board to Cook. Cook centers it to a Centennial player. Now Cook battles for it. Step up at the blue line by Pink. Now Cook gets it up ahead to Cluck. 2 out of his reach. Now Centennial's pass off the mark. Loose puck picked up by Paco. He skates it around. Leaves it to the far side for Krebs. Krebs steps up. Face-off circle. Shot there. Pad save by the goaltender for the Chiefs. Paco now spins around to the blue line. The handle one too many times, and Chiefs take it away out to center ice. Chiefs walk around 2 more players, but finally Pink able to recover on the defensive side, and he gets scrapped on the near side. Up ahead to Paco. Paco in. Poke checked away from behind. Now Paco with it on the face-off circle. Leaves it for Pink. Pink back to Paco. Cross ice over to Chandler. His one-timer off the mark. And Centennial takes it back through center ice. This guy's got a little bit of speed. He pokes it through. Held in tight by Pink. Centering pass off the mark. Cook comes to the near side to Krebs. Krebs pass gets intercepted. Now Pink will hustle to it in the corner. Krebs brings it around the boards up to the point. That one, Centennial unable to hold it in, and they'll have to go back and pick it up in their own zone. Centennial up through center ice, lead pass, off the mark. Trying to catch the Spuds on a change. Orzeka pushes it up along the boards, but held in by the Chiefs. Now in one-on-one, and quick shot there, gloved and hung on to by Welsh. 10:04 remaining here in the second period. Face-off goes to the boards. Centennial throws one shot on net. Nifty tip there by the player out front. That goes wide of the net. Now Skink tries to clear it off the boards, and he does. Takes a funny bounce off the glass. Centennial up through center ice. They lose control of it, and Chandler pokes it free. Chandler up ahead, one-on-one. Quick shot there, and right into the chest of the goaltender for Centennial. Gustafson wins it back, comes out to the point to Klosterman. Klosterman's got it in his skates, loses it. Centennial up ahead. Sarian pushes the puck to the corner. Now it comes loose, and he'll give it to Brody Johnson. Johnson over to Carter Lee. Carter Lee up ahead. Quick shot there. That one misses the net, and that'll ring all the way around to center right. Klosterman leaves it to Gustafson. He'll drop it off to Sarian. Sarian's pass right to a Chiefs player. Now Sarian picks it up. He banks it on the boards out of Lee's reach. Centennial sends it back. Klosterman banks it back out to center ice. Chiefs have to get onside. They flip it on net. Welsh will glove it, leave it for Gustafson, but they're going to blow a whistle and get a face-off. Welsh tried to drop it quickly, but kind of stuck in his glove, so referee thought that was long enough for a whistle. 8:42 remaining here in the second period. Face-off skips up ahead to Packle. Now Packle will just flip it in from the blue line. Cluck hustles into the far corner to give chase. Cluck holds it, supported by Cook. Now Cook gets pinched off against the wall. And out to the point where Krepp steps up, but Centennial able to clear. Ooh, they had a 2-on-1, but Packle intercepts that pass. Now Packle skates it in deep. Packle skates through the face-off circle, gets it poke checked away, and now Centennial gets control. They lose control too far, and Pink tries to throw a pass that goes off a skate. He has to go retrieve it behind his own net. He hits Packle on the near side. Packle goes over to Krepp. Krepp back over to Pink on the near side. Pink tries to cut through the middle. The poke checked away, and Centennial puts it back out to center ice. Now Krebs carries in on the far side. He goes in deep, tries to stuff one in short side. Goaltender is able to hold the post. Now Cluck, supporting at the blue line, sends it in low to Cook. Cook in the corner, waits for some help. And Cook hustles after it. Loose puck up front. Shot and scored! Soren Cluck for the Spuds. Cook and Cluck were in the corner working. They got the puck loose, and it was in amongst skates, and finally came loose to Cluck. And Cluck put one in the back of the net, making it 4-1 Spuds. Chandler at center ice. Leading pass up to Judd on the near side. Judd Throws it in on net. Pad save, and the goaltender will cover that up for a whistle. Jake wins it to Judd. Cross ice to Larson. Larson, quick shot there. And banks it off the back of the boards. Chiefs able to gain control. And up through center ice. Pinched off by Warzeka. Quick shot there. That's wide of the net. Chandler tipped it down low below his goal line. And now it comes loose for Warzeka. Will pick it up. Warzeka goes over to Larson. Larson up ahead to Judd. Judd up along the near wing. Tries to sidestep one player, but loses the puck. And Centennial gets it back to center ice. Larson looking for a lead pass. And that's out of everybody's reach. And that's an icing on Moorhead. 6:09 remaining here in the second period. Spuds leading 4-1 over Centennial. Centennial centering pass, intercepted by Gustafson. He feeds it to Brody Johnson, who gives it to Carter Lee, who chips it out. Centennial up to the neutral zone, back the other direction. Brody Johnson on the back check, chips it. Klosterman from his own goal line. Gives it to Brody Johnson. Brody gets pinched off. Now Gustafson supports. He chips it into the other corner. And now Klosterman behind his own net chips it along the boards. Brody works along the near boards. And Klosterman able to finally pick up loose puck, but he can't control it. And Centennial able to hold his own. Now they skate in behind Welsh. Feed it out to the point. Quick shot there. Hits his own defenseman up front. Gustafson rings it around the boards the far side to Carter Lee. Carter Lee loses it. Centennial sends it back down low again. Moorhead struggling to get out of their own zone here. Brody Johnson tries to feed it to Walter. That passes off the mark, and Centennial holds at the point. And finally, Brody Johnson able to kick it out to center ice, but the Chiefs quickly spin it right back into the offensive zone. Now it goes to the far side. Klosterman leaves it near side. Sarian gets to it. He chips up along the boards to Brody Johnson. And Brody Johnson will be able to get it out. Moorhead trying to make changes. Everybody's dog tired. Good poke check there away by Klosterman. Cross ice shot there and scores. Well, that long shift Moorhead paid for. They couldn't get off the ice. They couldn't get out of their zone. They tried to make a change, and it was a 5-on-2 as the two defensemen were the only two back. They get a cross ice pass, and anytime you see the water bottle go flying, you know that's a good shot. As they roof one in the top of the net, and it's a 4-2 lead now for Moorhead. Tackle off the faceoff. He carries into the zone deep. Tries a centering pass. That's picked off by Centennial. Now Krebs will step up and hold it deep. Tackle. Near side for Cook. Cook tries to get it down low. Now Pink steps up. And Centennial goes up through center ice. And up ahead. Poked away by Krebs. Now taken away by Centennial. They throw it on net. And Welsh will glove that and hang on to it for a whistle. 3:43 left here in the second period. Spuds leads Centennial 4-2. Truck off the faceoff. Unable to get it out of the zone. And now Pink picks up the loose puck on the near side. Pink up ahead. He carries it in low. Centering pass. Clock on the doorstep. Couldn't get it on there. Now centering pass. As Pink was trying to get a wraparound on the backhand. Goaltender's there to put the pads down and keep it out of the net. And the Spuds will get an offensive zone face-off here. With 3:26 remaining here in the second period. Shank wins it to Chandler, up to Warzeka at the point. Warzeka shot. Oh, beautiful tip there by Packer. Judd up front just goes wide. Nicely played face-off win there by the Spuds. Well, held in at the point by Larson, but the Chiefs able to pick up control and then chip it out to center ice. Warzeka sends it up ahead. Now Skink picks up the loose puck. Skink carries it up around the right wing. Ian goes in deep. Looking for his teammates to circle in to help. Now to the point to Warzeka. Warzeka. Cross ice to Larson. Larson, quick shot there. That misses wide. That comes all around to the point to Warzeka. He tries to hand it out to Skank, but he's under control, and Centennial's able to clear, and that'll go the distance for an icing. So face-off will come back down to the Chiefs zone. 2:32 remaining here in the second. Walter Gustafson will step in to take this face-off. Gustafson hands it down low. Lee chases after it. Now Gustafson tried to center it, but goes off some sticks into the boards. Walter in the corner. Now held in by Sarian. Out to the point to Sarian. He tries to throw a shot. Now it's Carter Lee. His shot goes right off the cage. Goaltender will take a couple of cobwebs off there. Not sure if it went off his cage or off his dangler. I think it hit his dangler off his mask. It's got a real plastic type sound to it. All right. Looks like the goaltender just took the dangler off his mask. I don't know if it was broken or strings are broken. All right. Goaltender's ready to go for the Centennial Chiefs. Gustafson wins the faceoff. Lee dumps it in. Centennial from their own goal line tries to work it up along the board. Now they recoup it. Up along the near side. Oh, excuse me. Sarian steps in to hold. And finally, Centennial carries it up center ice. That pass picked up by Brody Johnson. He loses it. Centennial back into the zone. Finally, Klosterman picks it up, and he gets it out to center ice. That gets deflected up. Carter Lee will give chase. Minute 20 left here in the second period. Excuse me. Centennial skates around Klosterman. Center pass. Shot. And saved by Wells. There was no reaction there. I didn't know what the hell happened. Wells was so nonchalant about it, I wasn't sure if it got past him. So Wells keeps that one out of the net. As the Centennial player ducked around two defenders for Moorhead. Ring around attempt doesn't work. Now Krebs steps up. He rings it around to the near side. Buck hustles to it and chip it up ahead to Packle. Packle gets up to the red line and dumps it in. Under 1 minute remaining. Centennial. Little soccer-style pass on the center ice. Pink pushes that up against the boards. Now Packle skids through center ice. He gets it poke checked away. Centennial walks in, shot there. That one goes high up under the glass. Buck tries to chip it out. Now Krebs with it. Krebs finds Packle up at the blue line. Buck steps up to support and punch it in. And Centennial sends it back the other direction. Pink banks it off the board to Packle. Packle up through the middle. Tries to skate it in and shoot. He does. And her chest save there by the goaltender from Centennial. Pink will take the face off. Comes out to Krebs. Quick shot there. That goes off a shin guard. And that'll be the end of period number 2. So, after 2 complete periods of play, Moorhead leads Centennial 4-2. We'll go on mute here for about 10 minutes and take a Zamboni break and come back for the third and final period here from the Centennial Sports Arena. All right, Zamboni break, or excuse me, Zamboni break is over with, and we're back ready for some third period action here between Moorhead and Centennial. Moorhead leads 4-2 after 2 periods of play. Centennial ready for the face-off. Spud's now skating to center ice. Braden Chandler, Monroe Judd, and Eli Skank with Aiden Klosterman and Jack Sarian. Skank wins it back, hands it up to Sarian. He goes cross ice to Klosterman. He comes back to Sarian. Hot pass there as Sarian couldn't corral it, so he chips it up center ice. And Centennial back the other direction. Sarian punches the player off the ice. Chandler up ahead to Judd. He loses it. Now Chandler on the boards. Skank. He throws a shot on net. The goaltender sticks that to the board. And Centennial up to center ice. Poke checked away by Jack Sarian. Chandler chips it into the corner. Centennial steals it away, and they work up along the near boards. And they chip it out to center ice, where Klosterman will corral it down. Klosterman sends it in, and that's an icing on Moorhead. Cook and tackle. Oh, here with Krebs and Pink. Face off won by Centennial. They chip it in below the net. Pink gets to it first. Pink tries to get it to Cook, but that was in his feet. Quick shot there, loose. Loose in front of the net. And Wells finally able to put a glove on it and cover it up as it was in some people's feet. A little scrum in front of the net. A relatively penalty-free game so far. Just one early one on the Spuds. Carter Lee had a tripping call. Tackle gets kicked out of the face-off circle. Clocked in to take it. Centennial controls at the boards. Now poked free by Krebs. And Krebs will flip it up into the atmosphere and out of play. Tackle back in to take this face off. Comes on net almost, but Krebs is there to clear it. Tackle. Allows Cook up ahead, but he misses him. Now he'll dump it in. Stolen away by Centennial. Pluck on the forecheck. Cook from behind the net. Tries to feed out of the point, but that goes off a skate. Krebs steps up to hold. Centennial will gather things around, send along to the near side. Cook gets brushed off the puck, and Centennial clears out to center ice. Let's dump it back in. They touch up for offsides. Pluck in on the forecheck. Centennial tries to clear, but Krebs holds. Now Packle chases the Centennial defender from behind the net. Now Clutch gives chase. Clutch causing havoc behind the net. Now loose puck picked up by Packle. He feeds it up to Cook. Cook shot. That goes wide of the net. Krebs will shove it in down low. And Centennial sends it the length, but that gets touched up by Krebs, so no icing. Now Pink feeds it up to Krebs on the near wall. Krebs hands it off to Packle. Packle skates through center ice, gets poke checked away by Centennial. Gustafson throws one in on backhand, press off the bench. And the goaltender will cover that up for a whistle. With 12:07 remaining here in the third, Spuds leading 4-2. Centennial chips along the near boards. Larson holds it in. Quick tip there by Walter, and it squeaks through. Walter Gustafson with his second of the game. Quick shot there by Larson from just beyond the faceoff circle, and Gustafson there was tip it in. And the Spuds take a 5-2 lead. Kind of a delayed reaction. Walter didn't even know he got it in himself. Centennial pushes it into the zone. Now stolen away by Warzeka. Warzeka gets it up ahead to Gustafson. Larson supports from the backside, dumps it into the far corner. Now Warzeka steps up along the boards. Cleaned out by Gustafson. Gustafson spins around. Moorhead offsides. They got a touch up. Now Centennial gets it back to center ice, and Warzeka will get the troops back in line. Near side to Carter Lee. Carter Lee up ahead to Gustafson. Gustafson walks through the middle over the corner. Tries to leave a centering pass. Brody Johnson, quick shot there. That goes high up into the glass. Now Caden Larson, he was looking for Walter up front again on a tip. Comes to the far side to Warzeka. His shot hits the stick. Carter Lee gloves it down. He throws one into the near corner. Larson steps up. He hands it down low to Carter Lee. Carter Lee to Walter. Gustafson tries to stuff one in on the short side, but the goaltender hugs the post and hangs on to that one for a whistle. James steps in to take the face off. Up to the point. Sarian, Klosterman. He throws it in wide of the net. Chandler down in the corner. Skink steps up. And finally punched free by Centennial. Centennial up ahead. That one's on net. Welsh will grab that one out of there with the glove, and he'll hang on to that. .25 left here in the third period. Spuds leading 5-2. Quick shot there off the faceoff. Welsh there for the save. Spuds not able to clear the rebound yet. Now Centennial up to the point. That shot goes off from a Spud, and Judd picks up the loose puck at center ice. Nice step up there by Judd to block that shot. Chiefs regain possession, get it up ahead. Now Spuds finally get out to center ice. Chiefs gain control. They spin back into the offensive zone again. Shot there goes off a Klosterman stick. And Judd finally picks up the loose puck. He gets it up ahead to Braden Chandler. Chandler gets knocked down. Judd picks up the puck from behind, feeds it back to Chandler. Chandler throws it in wide of the net, down to the corner. Spuds making changes. Krebs blocks that shot. Spuds had to get onside. Now Packle steals it away. He gets a poke checked away at center ice, and Chiefs go back the other direction. They dump it in below the goal line. Pink up to it first. Pink skates it out. Pink with Cook. 2-on-4. Pink throws it into the corner. Waiting for his teammates to support up. And Chiefs finally able to clear the zone. Packle from his own zone. He'll skate it up through center ice. 1-on-3. Gets a poke checked away. Centennial back the other direction. That pass off the mark, and they'll come all the way back to Krebs. Krebs will bank it off the boards, but Centennial steals that away. Shot there, saved by Welsh. Centering pass by Centennial, taken away by Packle. He gets it up to Cluck, up through center ice. Cluck, Cluck takes a big hit over on the board. And they're going to call a roughing on that. Quite honestly, I don't see what the penalty was, but so 8:22 left here in the third. Spuds will go on the power play. Centennial wins the face-off. They try to clear it. Held in by Warzeka at the point. Warzeka finds Carter Lee at the middle. Lee walks in, backhander, save. Now he feeds it to the near side to Brody Johnson. That gets over Brody's stick. Larson holds at the point. He goes far side to Judd. Judd back to the near side to Larson. He steps up. Larson fans on the shot and it rolls in behind the net. Gustafson tries to center. Went off a defender. Gustafson was tied up and couldn't get a stick on it. Now Larson tries to feed it back to the point to Warzeka, but that's off the mark. Warzeka picks it up behind his own net. Gets it up ahead to Carter Lee. Lee leads the rush for Moorhead. Lee down below the goal line. Feeds up the point to Warzeka. Warzeka shot. Rebound. Walter Gustafson with the hat trick. It's a simple play there. Warzeka just kept it low on the ice. He got tipped up front. Goaltender became out of position after the tip puck. And Walter was on the back door and tapped it in. And Walter has got a hat trick this evening. 6-3, 6-2 Moorhead with 7:25 left here in the third. Puck comes back to Sarian. Sarian up to Chandler. Chandler loses it into the zone. Sarian there to recover and punch it free. Now Skank will go chase it down. Centennial regains possession at center ice. Now taken away by Klosterman. He finds Chandler up on the near side. Chandler in. Tries a side step, gets the poke checked away. And Centennial able to push it out to center ice. And Moorhead's offside. Chiefs up into the ozone. Two Moorhead defenders take a toe pick down to the ice. Chandler tries to hand it low to Sarian. He chips it up off the back of Skank. Klosterman picks off that dump-in attempt. Now Centennial from behind the net. And Moorhead finally able to get it up to Judd. Back the other direction goes Centennial. Now Spuds at center ice. And penalty coming up here is the Centennial player and Krebs are all tied up. Went to the ice. So they're going to give matching penalties here, it looks like. It's kind of behind the play, so Krebs and the Centennial player. Spud's short a player. Still 5-on-5 hockey. Face-off comes to Pink. Pink tries to dump it in, but that deflects off a stick up into the netting. 6:23 remaining here in the third. Spuds lead Centennial 6-2. Clock out here to take the face-off. He feeds it out to Pink at the point. Pink shot. Stick to the corner by the goaltender. Now Warzeka steps up. He dumps it in low. And puck loose at center ice. Warzeka dumps it in. Spuds touch up. Hit on side. Held in by Cook. Now Packle. He loses at center ice, and Centennial comes back the other direction. Centennial in 3-on-1. Centering pass. Blocked. Now loose. Picked up by Packle. Centennial back the other direction. And shot there, saved by Welsh. Game getting a little more physical here at the end of this third period. Centering pass up front. Shot there, saved by Welsh. And Cluck unable to clear. More fans on that. Finally, Warzeka able to chip it out to center ice. Centennial spins around, dumps it into the near corner. 5 minutes remaining here in the third. Now Pink. He'll get to the red line and dump it in. Goaltender leave for his defenseman. Stolen away by Jack Cook. Cook tries to feed up to the point to Gustafson coming off the bench, but then hopped over his stick. Now Klosterman. Unable to chip it out. Welsh plays it against the boards. Comes down to the near corner now to Pink. Pink. Cook. Cook unable to get it. He hands it over right over the centering pass to Centennial. Centennial centering pass. Oh, what a save by Welsh. Beautiful centering pass there on the back door, but Welsh there to get the pad in. And Moorhead will take it the other direction and dump it in. Cook on the forecheck with Gustafson. Gustafson battling down low. Now Brody chips in, and we're going to get another penalty as Gustafson and a Centennial player getting a little scuffle on the back door. So matching penalties again here with 4:14 remaining. I guess I jinxed it saying that we had a relatively clean game. Things getting a little chippier. Face-off's going to come up center ice. 4:14 remaining. Spuds lead 6-2. Face-off comes back to Larson. He spins up ahead to Chandler, who hands it off to Skank. Eli skates it past down into the corner. Centers it. Judd ain't able to get a stick on it as he was tied up. And Centennial leads the direction. Up the other direction. And offside on Centennial. Skank wins it back. Sarian chips it ahead to Judd. Judd along the wall. He gets knocked down. Sarian punches it in, but he's got to touch up. Judd, Moorhead still. Now they finally get touched up. Centennial up through center ice. Chandler gets his pocket picked. Centennial dumps it in. Oh, Larson gets annihilated from behind the net. Quick shot there on the backhand that goes off the side of the net. Larson rings it around to Chandler. He hands it up to Skank. Skank up through center ice. Now he'll hand it off to Chandler. He loses control. Now picked up by Skank. Oh, my. Nobody wants to hang on to the puck here. Centennial sends it back. Krebs gets it up to Judd. Judd takes 3 swipes at it. Finally takes it off with it. Now he hands up to Braden Chandler. Chandler goes cross ice to Packle. Packle loses it, and Centennial goes back the other direction. Packle sitting there holding his hands up, trying to make sure he didn't draw a penalty. The referee never did have one called. Krebs punches that to the corner and then tries to throw a pass up center. Now he'll get one up on the near side to Chandler. Too far for him. Centennial able to hold. Centering pass chipped away by Warzeka. Tackle up ahead. And pass tip. Chandler, quick shot there. And the goaltender holds tight to that post. It was a sharp angle shot for Chandler. He'll make that easy save and cover it up as we got 2:11 remaining here in the third. Club hanging on to a 6-2 lead. Walked in to take the face off, wins it to Packle. Packle quick shot, glove save by the Chiefs goaltender. Face off, comes all the way out to the point to Klosterman. Klosterman sends it in. Packle picks it up low, hands it back to Cook. He couldn't quite handle it, just past him. And Centennial able to punch it out to center ice. Packle hands it off to Pink. Pink flips it up ahead to Cook. Centennial sends it back the other direction. Now poke checked away by Klosterman. Packle hands it off to Pink. Pink back over to Klosterman. Klosterman out to center ice. That's intercepted by Centennial. Now Pink from his own zone to Cluck. Cluck out to center ice. Centennial dumps it back in. Over, skates it, turnover. Quick shot. What a save by Wells. A little breakaway there for Centennial, but Wells denies. Now Packle comes back the other direction. Skates around one or two. Poke checked away. Quick shot there by Cluck. Rebound. Comes out to Pink at the point. Pink. Shot one there. Goes off a Cluck's shin guard. And Centennial dumps out to center ice. Klosterman fans on that one. Under a minute remaining. Centennial centering pass. Out. Circles up center ice. Quick shot there. Saved by Welsh. And a rebound and scored. Welsh made the initial save, but the rebound was out of his reach. And Centennial puts it in the back of the net. It's a 6-3 lead. Thirty-six seconds remaining. Centennial holds at the blue line. We'll cut to the center. That gets picked out to center ice. Walter steals it away. Walter in. Quick shot there. Blocker save. Walter gloves it down. Loose. Centennial picks it up in front of the net. And they'll walk out to center ice. Long lead pass up ahead. Poke checked away by Larson. He'll puck it up. Ringing around the boards. And that'll go off a Centennial player, so no icing as time runs down. And that'll be the end of this one. So, from the Centennial Sports Arena here in Centennial, Minnesota, Moorhead gets a Friday night win against the Centennial Chiefs 6-3. That's all here from the Centennial Sports Arena. So thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you back for some more Junior Gold hockey tomorrow from Matamida. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at the rink.